Hello and welcome back to TriggerSmart. Today we're going to be looking at a letter from Mr. Charlie Kirk to Mrs. Erica Kirk. Apparently it's the last love letter that was given to Erica Kirk. And the thing that's interesting about this is I was really curious, does this writing match Charlie's writing? So of course I had to think to myself, with all the other stuff going on and all the alleged lies and things going on around TPUSA and other parts of the case, it made me think naturally, did she write these herself? Was she sitting there trying to write messy letters to herself to make it look like Charlie loved her more than he did? So let's check it out. This is from Miss Erica Kirk officially. This is on Instagram. What I would give for one more letter, she says. They had such a deep reverence about them. You'd intentionally set aside the noise of the world and hand me words that felt sacred-filled and a depth of love both of us could never quite articulate. I read it all even slower now, and as I read your words, the weight of my heart reminds me of a reality that we were never promised gray hair and rocking chairs, even though we assumed it was a guarantee. But my goodness, do I love telling the babies about the fullness of our covenant that left a mark on my soul, my favorite love story. Now she says, do I love telling the babies? Shouldn't it be like our babies? Or at least my babies? It's interesting. This interesting verbiage. The babies. Honor the Sabbath this weekend with your loved ones. And if you're married, take a minute to sit down and write to them a love letter. One that shows how you see them, you love them, you honor them, and you want to continue to be better for them. A letter like this might seem trivial, but you just never know the course life will take. If the Lord calls you home, even in your absence, as they reflect on your words, your love is still serving them. I love you, Charlie baby. You will always be my Valentine. How sweet. Now let's look at the actual letter itself. We're not going to read it here. I'm actually going to pull it up as an image closer. As you can see here, signed by CK with a heart next to it. He's a very romantic gentleman. And then you have the writing here, and it looks, fairly sloppy. And this is, he's famous for his little journals. So I guess that would track. He tore out the piece so quickly that he ripped this edge here. Who hasn't done that, right? You draw something or you write something and you rip it out too fast and you mess it all up. All right, let's look at the full version. This is the full letter here. Who loves us, so learn. Okay, weird. Who loves us, so learn, / so personally. And now I'm just trying to read what this says. This is pretty rough. So if there's any corrections, put it down in the comments. Who loves us, so learn, / personally. I love you so much and can't wait to see what adventures may be ahead of us. Starting and growing a family of the babies, not our babies. Wish you some of the greatest blessings of my life. It is too wonderful and amazing to witness how talented of a mother you are. I adore you beyond words. Seeing them grow up with such charm and joy is a Christmas blessing, or I can't read that word, something blessing. I love seeing them flourish. Thank you for being such an amazing wife to me. Please let me know how I can better love you and serve you. CK Heart. Now that we've seen and read this letter, which is very sweet, I wanted to look at the writing and see if it actually matches his writing. So apparently this is Charlie's writing. As you can see, pretty messy. And you can see his lowercase is as big as the uppercase. The spacing between doesn't match. This is a professional handwriting analysis person that did this video. We don't need to watch the video necessarily, but you can see his signature here. And then you can see the way he writes, how the word gets smaller as it goes on. Things vertically don't match. Horizontally, the spacing is weird. And, it's pretty messy. Like it just looks like some messy writing. But I can clearly make out Brendan MAGA. Now let's contrast that with this. Does it look like, obviously this is a little pixelated because we're zoomed in. Let me zoom out a little bit. There we go. Now, does this look like the same writing? Now, granted, this does look like it's a mix between handwriting and manuscript. To me, the first thing I notice about this is this must have been written so fast. Look how sloppy this is. Like there's certain words like talented. That E looks like it was fixed. Talented is a pretty simple word to spell. So why would that E need to be written over again? Then you have amazing. There's no N. It's AMAZI nothing G. And, greatest. The E and the S kind of blend together. You have growing. Again, there's no N. There's this weird shape here. This strange thing, but it's not an N. You have a head, and the D's doesn't even have a line in the back of it. You have of. There's not even a line across the F. And again, you have adventures. Look at this D. That is not a D. I don't know what that is. It's just messy as hell looking, right? And then you have wait. Can't wait. Look at that. It's like 5. There's like, let's see, 1, 2, 3. So it's like a W with another thing next to it. Wait. I mean, that's just strange. And you have U. You can't even make out the U there. I mean, this looks really, really bad. This looks significantly worse. And then he says, starting and growing a family. Look at family. It's supposed to be F-A-M-I. Where's the L-Y? What is this? What is this crap up here? Now, while this is sweet, this is a sweet gesture. When I'm looking at this does not look like an adult writing anything. Right? There's too many grammatical errors, and it is messy. But again, if we go over and we look at Charlie's writing, if we go over here and we look at Charlie's writing, I can easily make out every letter. The D clearly has all the pieces that you need for it. Although even here, it looks like it was an A with a line above it or something weird, but you can make out every letter in this. Brendan Maga, and then his signature. Now, this assumes, of course, that this is truly his writing, which I believe it is. This is a professional handwriting analysis channel. And as they're going over this, they talk about all the intricacies of his writing. But to me, this Brendan Maga and the signature, and the fact that I can make out every single letter clearly and easily. Now, again, this might be manuscript and not cursive, but his cursive, I mean, this to me, this is just insane to say that this is the same person writing this. And you can see a lot of it. It looks like, I mean, this might be a mixture of manuscript and cursive, but the more I look at this, the more this looks like someone else trying to write messy. And even the CK here with a loop around it and the heart, that doesn't even seem to match the stuff up above for who wrote it. I don't know if anyone's an expert out there. I'd be interested to hear, but do you think that Charlie actually wrote this letter? Do you think he wrote this love letter to his wife? Now, again, this could be the sweetest thing that we've ever seen. This could be Charlie Kirk writing a love letter to his wife, which apparently he did regularly, which is awesome. That's highly encouraged to have that kind of communication with your family and let them know how much you appreciate them. But to me, this looks very strange. This does not look like the same person did Charlie's writing and also did this letter. And even in the letter itself, there's some things that don't make sense and look very purposefully done to look messier, to try to match someone else who writes Messy's writing. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Charlie wrote this letter? And if he did, tell me about how great you think it is. And if he didn't, tell me why you think this doesn't match. And as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. And I'll see you on the next one.